All right, guys. So today we are going to be doing a video for IXL.com Math Skill R-8. So I've got my whiteboard off to the side ready to go. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull up IXL.com. I'm going to make sure I'm in math, go down to 4th grade, find section R, click on 8. So this is compare sums of unit fractions. Once again, these are randomly generated, so that means that the questions that I get might be different than the questions you get. That's okay. All you need is to make sure that you are actually following along and know how to do the skill. It doesn't matter if you're working on your own problem or on the problem I'm working on. If you want to follow along with me, you can. Otherwise, apply these to whatever skill you are working on. So this one, it says we need to do all these without adding. So we need to solve these without actually adding. So the first thing is we have 1/4 plus 1/8, and we are comparing it to 1/4 plus 1/8. Wait a minute. That's like saying I'm comparing 4 plus 8 compared to 4 plus 8. Those are going to equal the same. So if I know that they are going to equal the same amount because it's the exact same problem both times, I'm just going to come over and click neither. They're equal. And I got it right. I'm going to leave the without adding because that's something that's just part of these instructions and they want to know. This time I'm looking for the one that is less, not the one that is greater. So I have 1/4 plus 1/8 compared to 1/4 plus 1/2. So this time I gotta figure out which one is less. Well, I'm gonna look and see if I can get a common denominator. That way I know what all of them will work towards. So I'm gonna look for the biggest number first. My biggest denominator is 8. So I need to know, does 4 go into 8 evenly? Yes. Does 2 go into 8 evenly? Yes. So my common denominator is going to equal 8. That's going to be my common denominator for this problem. So I have to change 1/4 times 2 because I got to get 8 as my denominator, plus 1/8 doesn't have to change, compared to 1/4 times 2 times 2 plus, then I have 1/2. 2 times what equals 8? 2 times 4. Whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. That's how I can do all of my multiplications so quickly. So this one's not going to change, 1/8. I know that my denominators are all going to become 8. Comparison bubble. Okay, so all of my denominators now are going to become 8. Now I just have to solve for my numerator. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 4 is 4. Well, looking at that, I know that 1 plus 2 is going to be less than 2 plus 4 because 4 is greater than 1. So I know that this side is going to be less than this side. So I come over to my screen. I find the one that is 1/4 plus 1/8. I click on it and I hit submit. And I'm ready for the next problem. This time I'm looking once again for one that is less. I have 1/4 plus 1/6, comparison bubble, 1/3 plus 1/6. Well, I need to go ahead and find what my common denominator is. So I'm looking for a common denominator. Does 4 go into 6 evenly? No. Okay, so what's something that both 4 and 6 go into evenly? Well, 6, 12, 4 goes into 12. Okay, does 3 go into 12? 12. 3 goes into 12. So 12 is going to be my common denominator. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do to each of these fractions to make the denominators equal 12. Got my comparison bubble. I'm just laying out my whole thing right now to help me. So I've got my whole equation written. Plus, running out of space on my whiteboard. 6. Well, I know that 4 times 3 equals 12, and whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. 6 times 2 equals 12. Whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. 3 times 4, whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. And 6 times 2, whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. I know that my denominator is going to be 12, so I'm going to have 12, something 12ths, something 12ths. My comparison bubble, something 12ths, something 12ths. So 1 times 3 is 3. That gives me my first numerator. 1 times 2 is 2. That gives me my second numerator. 1 times 4 is 4. And 1 times 2 is 2. So I just have to know what equals what. Well, this equals 5, and this equals 6. So that tells me right there that this one is less than this one. So I gotta go back up and look for the stuff that is on this side, my original equation. So it's 1/4 plus 1/6. I find it here. I click submit and ready for my next problem. This time I'm looking for the bigger number or the greater number. So greater is gonna go up in the corner so I know what I'm looking for. And then I'm gonna have C dot D for my common denominator. I'm comparing 1/8 plus 1/3 comparison bubble to 1/8 plus 1/2. Now, I know something about this problem, which is that my first fractions are the same. Because those first ones are the same, I could just know my skills about fractions and say, oh, well, I know thirds are smaller pieces than halves. So if this is smaller, then that's going to be less than this one. So this one would be the greater. But right now, I want to double check my math and always check to make sure I have the right answer. So right now, this is my hypothesis. This is the one that I think is going to be right, but I'm not for sure yet. So I want to solve it mathematically so I can be positive. If I was doing this on a test, I would probably fill this in right now. And then when I'm going back to do all my work a second time and check it, that's when I would do it mathematically. So I want to find a common denominator. 3 doesn't go into 8 evenly, so I have to think, does 8, 16, does 3 go into 16? No. Well, if I did a tic-tac-toe for my 8s, I would have 8, 16, 24. Does 3 go into 24? And if I didn't know this off the top of my head, I would do a tic-tac-toe for each of my numbers. So I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Ooh, they do go in evenly. And what I would do is I would circle 24 and 24, and I would see if 2 also goes into it. But I know, because I know my math facts, that 2 goes into 24. I know that 8 and 3 also go into 24. So my common denominator is going to be 24. I'm not going to erase my tic-tac-toes because they're going to help me out in just a minute when I'm trying to figure out what equals that. So I have 1/8. 8 times 3 equals 24 plus, and then I have 1/3. 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's why I leave those tic-tac-toes so I can compare it easily. And I have 1/8. Once again, I know what I'm going to be multiplying it by because I already have it over here. It makes my life way easier. And then plus, and then 1/2 times 12. And you might get scared when you see like, times 12, but you got to realize that you're just getting that common denominator. So I already know that my bottom number is going to be 24 for all of these. My denominator is 24. That's why it's a common denominator. It's the same denominator for every single one. Then 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 12 is 12. So I did my math. I solved it mathematically, and I saw that I was correct in my original hypothesis that 1/2s are bigger than thirds. And so this just means it's broken up into more pieces, so those pieces have to be smaller. So my equation that is greater is 1/8 plus 1/3. I'm gonna click, 1/8 plus 1/2. Ooh, good thing I checked my work. I looked here and I looked here to make sure I got it right. Click submit, and I got it correct. And that is how you do R.8 on IXL for 4th grade. Thanks for watching.